So now I would like to move to our second storyteller, Shilpa Mehta, who is up early this morning in India to be with us. Now, Shilpa is a storyteller based in India. She's a bilingual storyteller and author who brings stories to life with passion and purpose. With story and song, she uses her voice to weave a little magic and a lot of love into her stories. Through her YouTube channel, Shilpa Story Rack, she tries to reach out to people of all ages by exposing them to a wide range of genres of stories. She looks to bring joy and laughter to others' lives through storytelling and has a purpose to spread stories to keep the oral tradition alive. Shilpa, please tell us a story.
Hello, good morning, good evening to everyone from whichever part of the world you are joining. Thank you so much, Sarah, for that introduction. Well, let me just straight dive into the story. There was a young woman in love, but not with the boy next door, not even with the dashing prince in the next kingdom. No, she had her sights higher than that, for she was in love with the moon. Each night, when the moon shone, she would go out on her balcony and call up to the moon, "Oh, moon, how beautiful you make my skin shine with your glistening light. I know you shine only for me. Won't you come down and marry me?" But the moon did not. And after a while, she would fall asleep under its soft light and dream about the day when the moon and she would be married and live together forever. Now, as she was a beautiful and talented young woman, many suitors proposed to her, but she would have none of them. Her heart was filled with love for the moon. Of course, her parents were upset, but she refused every marriage offer. The great spirit above, Tapu, saw all this and he shook his head. This woman is so innocent. She doesn't understand that some loves cannot be. Every night, the young woman would call out to the moon, and every night the moon traveled across the sky. One night she thought, if the moon won't come to me, I will go to the moon. And so she crept downstairs when everybody was asleep, went out in the garden and climbed the tallest tree. Yes, it was a difficult task for her, but she was determined to do it. When she got to the top, very top, she hung on the trunk and waved to the moon as it traveled across the sky. Oh moon, here I am. Here I am in a tree. Please come down and marry me." But the moon did not. You also know that some loves cannot be. At some other time, she thought, maybe the moon cannot hear me. I'll have to go higher. She left the house. She left her village and climbed the nearby mountain. It took her all day. When she got to the top, the sun was going down and the moon was rising. And as it came higher and higher and higher and closer, she said, "Oh moon, here I am on the mountain high. Come down and marry me." But the moon did not leave its spot in the heavens, for we all know that some loves cannot be. It was too dark to come down from the mountain that night, so she stayed there, shivering on a rocky surface at the top. When the sun came up next morning, she made her way back down the mountain. But she was still determined that she and the moon would be married and live together for eternity. She thought the reason the moon was not coming to get her was that there was some kind of a trouble. Something was holding the moon back and she would get to the bottom of it. What would it be? What it would be? She thought to herself. Well, the moon comes up at the horizon. I will walk towards the horizon and I will find out what is stopping the moon. She set out again. She walked and she walked and she walked and she walked and she went far from her village than she had ever gone. The sun went down and down, and the moon started coming up and up. And she called out again, oh moon, here I am between land and sky. Come down and marry me. But the moon never left its path. Some loves cannot be. She stayed in the forest and cried all night long. In the morning, she knew she would have to go back to her village. She started walking slowly. Her feet were full of blisters. The sun started to go down again, but she didn't reach her village. She sat on the side of the path, rubbing her feet, and that's when she noticed a small lake just off the path. She thought to herself, ah, my feet are aching. I think I should just go and dip my feet in the lake and cool them. So she went over to the lake. She just sat down and she just put her feet in the lake. When she couldn't believe what she was seeing, she rubbed her eyes, she blinked. Could it be? Because in the middle of the lake, she saw the moon. She was so excited, so excited. The moon had finally come down. There it was. She never thought that it was just a reflection. She got so excited, so excited. Finally, she and her moon lover would be together. So she plunged into the water, moving towards the moon. But she didn't know how to swim. And soon the water covered her and pulled her down and down and down until there was not even a ripple on the water. High up, the Great Spirit, God Tupa, witnessed all this. He felt sorry for that young, beautiful girl, so innocent about life. He came down and lifted her body to the surface, and then he transformed her into a beautiful lily pad. And from that day till this, the lily pad, or Irupe as it is called, sits on the water surface. Its leaves are crescent shaped, and every night it follows the moon across the sky. And my dear friends, now whenever you will see Irupe or the lily pad in the moonlight, you will always think of me and the story, which is a reminder for all of us that some loves cannot be. Thank you.
Shilpa, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. And I was worried about the ending, but it works. It works, of course. And some loves cannot be. That's true, and yet we can make do. We can still be happy. But happy for your story. Thank you so much. That was lovely, lovely, lovely.